All right, and we are live. Happy Thursday. How is it going, Kate?
It's going well. It's sunny outside. Things are looking good. Excited to be talking to
Yeah,
you about stuff we've shipped.
right. I'm pretty excited too. It's actually sunny here, and it's winter in Victoria, and this doesn't happen. The fact that
Yeah.
there is sunshine coming through my window is kind of an amazing sign. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a while since we've done one of these streams, but I know the product team has not been slacking. We've got lots of cool stuff that's going on. So yeah, excited to kind of be here with you too, Kate. It's been like July, I think was the last time we did one of these together. And hello to all of our viewers. Omega Tank, welcome. I think a new viewer to the stream. Welcome to Feature Focus. If you're not sure where you are, you have arrived at our monthly Changelog stream. This is the space where we walk you through some of the awesome updates that have happened over on the DevCycle platform, and answer any questions that you might have. Basically, for the next 45 minutes, you have got Kate and I. We're trapped on your screen. We are here to answer all of your feature flagging questions and just nerd out on all things DevCycle. If you're watching and can let me know how audio and video is looking, are we feeling good? Is it looking great? Are you just so in awe of the amazingness that is Kate and Andrew? Let us know in chat. And otherwise, Kate, what are some of the sort of recent updates that we're going to be walking through today on the stream?
Yeah, so like you said, it's been a minute since we've last done one of these streams. So we've been busy pumping out a net new SDK. We have some updates to basically self-serve billing to upgrade plans, all to be done by you guys. So you don't have to contact us and bug us to do things like that. Custom property schemas, and then some little enhancements to the CLI stuff, and default evaluations added to the reach graph. So just small improvements, but some big heavy hitters too that we've been pumping out here at DevCycle. But yeah, excited to walk you guys through those today. I don't know, where should we start, Andrew? What are you thinking?
Where's it good? So I feel like we should let's start with kind of some of the oldest stuff. So if you're watching the stream and you're like, where do I find information about the latest changes that have happened over on DevCycle? The great thing is if you go over to docs.devcycle.com, and I'll post the link in chat, and I'll put it up on the screen here. There's a little bell in the upper right-hand corner. And if you've never been to the site before, what's great is you're going to see all of our updates. But what's great here is we post anytime that we have sort of a major update that's happening on the platform, we're going to post it in here and click it on the bell. So I think the last one that we did was back in August, and we talked about our randomizing using custom property. So maybe we should start from what happened.
Okay, great. We didn't even talk about that yet. Perfect. Okay, so let's do that first, and maybe I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen and kind of go through what that looks like. So the randomize using custom property, I'll kind of talk, we did a couple improvements to enhancements around the targeting. That's one of them. So let me share my screen and hop into just a demo project within DevCycle. You might see some other features turned on. We haven't released yet. One that, spoiler alert, our team is working on stale feature alerts, so and reminders. So as you can see here, this is not something that we released, but because I'm in a demo project, it's live. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. So one improvement we made, it was a big kind of feature request from a lot of our B2B clients, was the ability to target off of an alternate property or custom property that wasn't the user ID. And a lot of our clients, even internally, we often want to do rollouts and turn on certain features for an entire organization or group of users that are defined by a certain property. And we wanted to be able to kind of build some functionality so that when we wanted to maybe randomize a rollout, it wasn't only a certain few people within a certain organization would get a feature turned on for them, but it would actually be the entire kind of people who qualify or are under that one organization ID. So maybe I'll show you where that is actually when you're creating a net new targeting rule. So In that case, in that whole scenario where I am a B2B client and I want to turn on or do a slow rollout, gradual rollout of a net new feature we're launching, and kind of roll out organization by organization, this is kind of how I go about setting that targeting rule with our new feature. So I'm just going to do org ID rollout, add a definition. This could be like, you could define it and kind of dig down deeper here to add more filters, or you can just do all users. I'd be wanting to serve them variation on in this use case. A variation on is my feature turning on. And then I was going to schedule a gradual rollout. So right off the bat, normally what would pop up was only like a starts at and ends at kind of prompts to start at a certain percentage, start that rollout date on a certain date, and then end at another one. But now, given this new feature, it'll also randomize using kind of that like row there will pop up as well. So basically what this allows you to do is randomize using or roll out using an alternate like key or custom property. So what you'll see in this dropdown is basically the other custom properties you've set up for your project. In my case, we have an organization custom property, jurisdiction ID display, province, things like that. Those might look different, obviously, depending on what you guys have set up. But I'm just going to go ahead and click organization. So what this will do, I'll just fill this in right now. We're going to start it at Friday and next Friday, just to kind of show you what that would actually look like. But there you have it. So this targeting rule basically would be turning this, or basically allowing us to slowly roll out a feature organization by organization. So all users within a certain organization ID, say 101, will get this feature turned on first, and then we'll roll out to like another organization ID. So that's pretty neat. We started using this internally as well, so super handy for us. We kind of built it for ourselves, but obviously our other B2B clients in mind. Another use case of this, other than just gradual rollouts, is if you guys want to do a random distribution or run an experiment, also using or randomize using like another ID. So in this case, basically similar to gradual rollout, basically everyone within that certain organization ID or by organization ID will receive the same variation in that random distribution. So you won't have some users within the same organization getting something on or off for a certain variation. Everyone will have the same variation being delivered to them if they have that same org ID. I know I'm using like org IDs as like kind of like the basis because that's what we use internally, but this could mean like another province or location, things like that too as well.
Yeah. I mean, we just saw this. We just had a new potential customer come in like yesterday. Somebody had emailed us and they were like talking about use cases, and it was one of these pieces of, yeah, they want to be able to target based on like individual user ID, but then they need to target at like groupings above that, right? And so like it's such an interesting quality of life improvement that actually does make such a huge impact on the ability to like have this granular control over feature flags in such a cool way. Oh.
Yeah, no, we love it. We're really excited about that. But yeah, it's a pretty neat feature. We're seeing some people starting to use it as well within our client base. So yeah, always good to see.
I love it. So, all right. So we talked about some targeting stuff. That's pretty exciting. And just in case you're watching this and you're like, what else can I target on, or how unique can I go? If you go to our docs, we've got some recent changes over in the docs. And so you can actually, and maybe I'll show that a little bit later on, but we've restructured the docs a little bit just so that you can have a little bit of an easier time finding some of these things around targeting and stuff like that. All right. So we got targeting rule stuff. We also had a pretty recent, exciting launch of a new SDK, and these don't come around all that often. So what did we launch in October?
Yeah. So wait, before we go off of targeting,
okay.
I know we're like, oh, we're done targeting. There's one other thing that we just quickly added. It's a really quality of life improvement, but also security wise. Previously, we didn't have the comparator starts with or ends with, does not start with, it does not end with. And this was a big feature request for a lot of our clients who do targeting based off of emails. So it's important that, like, for example, instead of using the comparator contains for like contains devcycle.com, it should end with at devcycle.com, because it was a little bit of a security kind of not concern, but like one specific detail that some of our clients were looking to have that comparator, but now we support it, which is great. So yeah, if you're looking to target like email, for example, but it could be anything. But you want to target a certain ID that ends with a certain string of values. That's also there now. But yeah, that's one last thing about targeting. And then now
I love that.
the Roku SDK, which we launched, which is really exciting. So yeah, we're super excited to have launched this. We have some clients who did some testing or feature flagging and testing experimentation on our on other OTT platforms. So a lot of our clients will use the iOS SDK and Android SDK to do stuff on like Fire TV and Apple TV, but Roku's kind of that other wildcard OTT platform, and we're super happy to be able to support that now. So everything basically that you can do within our other SDKs and using DevCycle is available in the Roku client SDK. The one thing that is not here is just real-time updates, but basically we just don't want to disrupt kind of anyone's streaming service, or it's kind of a design choice. But yeah, super amped to be able to kind of support like that whole range of OTT platforms now. But yeah. So
I love that. And if you're interested, by the way, and I know it popped up on the screen for just a second, but if you're interested in sort of like seeing what this looks like in practice, we had our on-site a couple of weeks ago, I guess, back in October, and our amazing, one of our amazing DevCycle engineers, Parth, who y'all will recognize from DevTools and DevCycle's, did a live demo, which we recorded from like multiple angles. And so if you want to see sort of a live demo in sort of a slightly different way, you can go check out the Ready Set Roku introduction video over on our YouTube channel. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. All right, so we had that. We had our Roku SDK, but I feel like we also had some changes to our sort of like some of our visualizations of the reach of features, yeah?
Yeah, so we did. Let's go back to a demo project here and I can go into that. So one addition that we added to the reach graph was basically like quality of life improvement to just make sure that you guys have understand what's going on in terms of like evaluations for different variables. And so basically what right now, it's not really the best example in this one clip, but one section or one feature I chose, but you'll see previously we only had like evaluation counts for the different variations that you set up, but there is like that kind of that other, not variable, a variation, but like if someone gets a variable that's defaulted, it's important to be able to see basically kind of that action or like if that's happening within your reach graph for debugging, investigation purposes, to be able to see if it's being defaulted, and also to see if targeting rules are set up correctly, right? So if, for example, you have users that are supposed to be receiving like a certain variation, but they're receiving a variable defaulted, it's a good way to double check to just make sure that you set up everything properly and people are receiving the actual variation and variable values that you want them to. So yeah, like a quick kind of quality of life debugging feature and just be able to understand like kind of what's going on with your features and variables and variations. It's a super handy kind of third edition, or not third, but like another addition to this reach graph here.
I love this. I feel like we're so powerful in terms of a platform when it comes to the targeting rules, when it comes to all these pieces. And like, we've always had these visualizations and now it's just like incrementally making them slightly stronger. And again, all of this stuff, people are asking for this. And our product team is amazing because they're able to kind of take all of this feedback and implement it super fast. So if you've got thoughts, we're going to share how you can let us know about how you can share your ideas with us a little bit later on. All right. So talking about visualizations and things in the dashboard that we've slightly updated. If you have been a DevCycle user for a while, you will know that we've been a self-serve platform for a really long time, but that has not always been necessarily the easiest to see things around your account and payments and billing and all the rest of that fun stuff. And we heard your feedback, and our team, our product team and our R&D team has been hard at work implementing an updated billing page. So Kate, what have we kind of changed on this billing page?
Yeah, so a lot, not a lot, but like this change kind of like gone through some iterations, obviously, but now you'll be able to see the actual plan that you guys, that any client who is with DevCycle is currently on, what's included in your plan, as well as the ability to change said plan that you're currently subscribed to. So you can see basically the monthly and like yearly billing breakdown, how much money you'll save, what's included in each plan, and be able to switch depending on kind of what your team needs. There's always the ability, like I said, like the old ways of like contacting sales. If you want to have more questions about kind of like what each plan entails and what will be included, you can always click on contact sales to send us a quick email. But we did this primarily to like, one, make it easier, and so you don't have to bug us and ask us to upgrade or like do anything like that. It can all be done within the platform, as well as payment settings. So if you want to update the email that you're sending or sending invoices to, you can do that all through here, as well as changing the payment method. So it makes it all a little bit easier to manage, update plans, payment settings, and things like that. And then there are some kind of changes depending on what plan you've chosen, what your limit for MAU usage and events are. So obviously this demo project isn't really hitting high in terms of MAUs or experimentation events that we're sending to DevCycle, but basically you'll be able to see, depending on what plan you've chosen, basically your trailing average number of events as well as MAUs against the limit, which is kind of set by your plan. So this allows you to basically track your usage, see if you're kind of trending upwards to maybe move into a plan that will basically be able to support more of your kind of traffic, essentially. You can all do that here, and you'll also get reminders, like, for example, if things are going over and you don't want to pay overages, things like that, you can just basically upgrade your plan too. If you just see that growth trending, it's just kind of handy, a few handy like visualizations of your usage of DevCycle and ways to upgrade it if need be. Also downgrade if you're not using kind of like your other plans as much as all the features within a larger plan or more robust plan. You can always scale back as well. So just made it way easier to be able to change things, switch from monthly to yearly to save some money and things like that. So yeah, super excited about this. There's a lot of like behind the scenes plumbing that goes towards this to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So we're super amped about this as well.
Yeah, we actually, like behind the scenes, we upgraded a bunch of stuff. And so the nice piece here is that your life just becomes so much easier on your side, and our life actually becomes easier to support you. And now I think that if you go over, you get like a bar at the top, right? Do you get a reminder bar that appears like on every page that just says like you've gone over your limit or something like that?
Yeah, there is a reminder bar that will pop up, as well as like if you haven't put in a credit card yet. But for example, you're under a certain amount of MAUs or events, it'll just pop you to either prompt to add in a credit card to your account, and then also if you're kind of trending over your set amount of MAUs or events.
That's amazing. I feel as though like everything that we're talking about today, it seems like it's these small quality of life things, but like it's the stuff that makes you never want to leave a feature flag management platform. Like I've had the chance to try like every one of our competitors, and so many of their platforms are like missing some of these key features. And so I think it's really cool that we're able to not only address what customers want, but also like set the stage for like future new users that are going to come and sort of see that we have these sort of small little things that make everybody's lives easier.
Yeah, for sure. And like ease of use for sure. Like when you're starting into platform, you kind of want to get your hands dirty. There's like, you don't have to talk to someone to set yourself up on the right plan. You can just do it all yourself. Because I know a lot of people, when they're trying out like net new feature flag tools and platforms, they want to actually like kind of dive in before having to contact sales and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you don't want to talk to us, you don't have to. But we're here if you do. But still.
I love it. And we're like, this is like a busy stream for us today. So Casual's here, our regular viewer, and Matt Edenfield, who we met in North Carolina in, I guess, last week. We were there for All Things Open. So hey, Matt, hey, Casual, and obviously hey, Omega, and anybody else who's watching that I can't actually see if you're watching. All right, so we talked about kind of three big things that have kind of come down the pipeline, but we got another kind of like small piece, and I feel like this kind of ties into some of the work that we've been doing around feature flag lifecycle stuff, right?
Yes. So I don't have a great visualization of it, but I'll pop open the view changelog piece here and just kind of go through this to show you actually what we're doing. But we've added this small quality of life thing to our TypeScript types generator that basically will help people understand just like better than process to like actually understand what flags are being stale or deprecated. Basically within TypeScript type generator, you'll be able to see if a certain variable is deprecated or is part of a complete feature basically and should be cleaned up. So it's just a really quick little thing, visual aid that will help you understand if a variable has been marked for cleanup essentially and needs to be removed from your code base. So that's just a really small quality of life thing. I think Adam pumped that out really quickly because we wanted to start using it and kind of build on like all that TypeScript stuff that we're working on. So that's definitely a small quality of life thing that we've added into the text generator, which is awesome. And that was just
Amazing.
a quick example of what it looks like as well.
Yeah, you can't necessarily see it. So I'm just putting the link up here and I put it in chat as well. If you want to see all these changes, there's lots of places. You can go to our docs and we're going to look at that in a second. But if you want to kind of see them in this setup that I have up here, just go to app.getbeamer.com/devcycle and you can actually view every single, all of the updates that have happened here that we talked about today and kind of see these visualizations. But yeah, you can see here, I think I'm on the right tab. You can see that we've got an example of kind of what this looks like. So yeah, I think, I mean, all of these things like maybe seem small, but I also feel like are the right kind of small, the small that makes everybody's lives a lot easier when it comes to using DevCycle.
There's one.
Right. Ooh, we got more. What do we got, Kate?
We have custom property schemas, which is also really exciting. So I finished up the docs. We had the last comment, I think, put in today from PR
Amazing.
for the docs, so it should be all live come end of day today. But this is another thing that our R&D team worked on is custom property schemas. So we are really amped about this. We're all about like putting up like reasonable guardrails and things to protect prod. Started with the variable schemas, basically like making sure that there are foolproof ways to be able to set up features and do targeting in a way that doesn't break prod and doesn't result in any unintended consequences when you're looking to turn on a feature for a certain client or turn on or set up a feature, for example. So similar to variable schemas, custom property schemas allow you to set up a schema and define basically a list of possible values for a custom property that will be then available in the dropdown of like in your targeting role. So what that looks like is when you're looking at the custom properties for your particular project, in this case, like I have organization, which I've been harping on all day today. But for example, we have a custom property schema set up for our organization custom property. So you'll see on your custom property details page, there's a schema section. I've set one up. So I'll show you also what it looks like blank before you go about if you haven't set one up already. But in this case, we do have a schema set up for organization. Basically, you select a schema type and then do kind of enter in the allowable values. So in our case, if we are using this for this whole organization use case, we'd be putting in like the company name. So for example, like Simplify, and basically the org ID that's associated with that org ID associated with that company name. It basically allows you to add like a human readable name to a certain value or ID, which is super handy. So often, I think this is like a highly requested feature too off of one of our clients who is another B2B client of ours that has different kind of taxonomy for different types of IDs. So for example, an account ID might have dashes, and then a organization or company ID might have like an underscore. And so there's confusion when someone's entering in a particular value, wants to turn it on for a certain client. They've swapped out a dash for an underscore. And so this just helps you kind of remove that confusion and kind of spelling or typing typos when you're setting up different targeting rules. So this basically allows you to kind of preset all those values, which is super handy because I know the IDs that we use internally are like a long string of like characters that I obviously wouldn't know off the bat. And this is super handy to have kind of like a little mini library or schema set up to be able to just drop down, select that company name, and be able to target them in a targeting role. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like here in the actual custom property, you can toggle, there's some settings that you can customize it to. So you can have this property required. Basically, there'll be like a types generator error if like the property isn't passed through. That's one thing, as well as allowing additional values. So if you want to be able to input other values other than those specified within the targeting rule, you can just toggle this. So you're not necessarily restricted to just what's in the allowable values. You can enter in others as well. But yeah, pretty neat. I'll show you what it looks like actually like when you're creating a targeting rule as well, just so you guys can see that. So let me just add this new one, targeting rule, organization ID, as an example, select my custom property. And then you can see this turned into a dropdown of the 2 allowable values that I've defined in my schema. You can see the name, the human variable name, as well as that like string ID below as well. So just makes it super simple. And yeah, that's one.
This you can tell that we are definitely a platform like built by developers and for developers, because we're like, we want to type safe as many possible things as we can. Yeah. Even if you're not using TypeScript, we're going to make you think that you're using TypeScript. We're here. We're here to type. We're here to give you typed everything. This is so good. I'm like always blown away every time that we do one of these. We're like, there hasn't been that much that we've released in the last little while, and then we still end up being able to fill like the entire stream, which is super, super exciting. And we're not done yet, because as I noted before, over on docs.devcycle.com, and let me just share my screen up here. So if you are a regular DevCycle docs user, you will know that our docs have kind of gone through a number of iterations over the last kind of year and a bit. And so we're always trying to improve these to make them a little bit more accessible for you. Obviously, our Algolia-based search is really good. You can just kind of go in there and search for things. We've tried AI tools. But at a core level, you kind of are looking for some specific things when you go into your docs. And so our spectacular QA engineer Leslie has spent a lot of time looking at tons of different documentation options, or like examples, to try and find like a really good new setup for documentation. And so here is our updated documentation kind of structure that we have here. We're going to jump into the roadmap in a second, but I really do just want to highlight, we kind of now have obviously our landing homepage. We've got our getting started, kind of adding a feature flag to React that we've done. So nothing's changed there. The big changes here are under our essentials and platform section. So the essentials is as it is, so kind of outlines what the platform looks like. And one of the coolest things that's come through this process, I think, is Leslie built out this amazing like kind of structure of what DevCycle looks like and how it works. And I haven't seen this anywhere else kind of demonstrated in such a really impactful way. And so you can see here sort of how we structure the actual platform when you're controlling your features. So you've got variations, you've got variables, they're going to return different values, you've got your targeting rules for different environments, and it all kind of works together into your application. So if you've ever been like, how do all these things work together? We now have this kind of overview section that does that. Obviously that goes along with our system architecture setup. So this is like at kind of the like technology level, this is how it works. But I do think that there's a really powerful piece in terms of having the kind of overview of what this looks like in there. Then of course, sort of more on the feature hierarchy and feature types and all the rest of that fun stuff are in there. The other thing that's changed here is our platform stuff. So DevCycle is more than just a feature flagging platform. However, feature flags are kind of at the core of what we do. And so now you can kind of get an idea of things that we've put in place for kind of the core pieces. So our feature flagging information, again, I talked earlier about targeting. We got our targeting stuff on here and all of the specialty pieces around targeting, things about the variables and variations, just the overall feature stuff. I think a really great thing is to give some more love to the status and life cycle section, but also we've now kind of really highlighted some of the things that we think are really powerful about the platform. So our experimentation features, how that all works, our security and guardrail stuff. This is huge. This is a lot of the work that we've done over the past year has been on things like approval workflows and our audit log and obfuscation and permissions and schemas like we've been talking about. So you can kind of jump in here, and if you're like, I really want to know how DevCycle is such a power player when it comes to like adding guardrails to the feature flag management process, you can go in here and see it, as well as kind of the extra things on here about our feature opt-in and custom domains and webhooks and all the rest of the fun stuff you can find in here, along with all the example apps that we built out. So we have example apps for every SDK that we have. So you can go and see, oh, how does this work in terms of cloud bucketing for our Node.js? You can click on here. It's going to bring you over. You're not going to see it here, but it's going to bring you over to our GitHub repository so that you can actually go and run this example application. But we're here for Feature Focus, and what we like to do in Feature Focus is not only highlight things we've done, but also how you can provide feedback and some things that are in the future. So just want to highlight this. If you go to our docs, if you click on this roadmap link, it's on the very bottom of the sidebar. You're going to come over here to our product lean board. And so what's great here is if you're logged in, and you have to log in the upper right-hand corner up here, you will be able to submit ideas and feedback or upvote things. So you can put them in here, put the priority, send the feedback. It immediately goes over to our product team's linear board. Everything will be categorized, right, Kate?
Sorry, I was muted.
No,
but
you're
yes,
good.
everything will, and we see all this stuff, and it's super handy. Like, you just put in your email, but basically it's just to, if we ever take something up, it's just to let you know that we're working on it, which is pretty neat. But yeah, we chose Product Link because it's super easy to upvote things. And then once you start typing into the left-hand side, if you're typing something that might be already included, it'll kind of do like a short list of things that would match what you're trying to type in. So if there's already something that's on our roadmap that you're looking for, it's kind of super handy to see kind of what's on the horizon and things like that.
I love that. Yeah, it's fantastic. Also, if you're like, I don't want to look in this sort of like this drop down here that's here with what's new, you can click on you can also click on the changelog here, where you're going to find out some other things that have come out. So we've got obviously our Roku SDK announcement, the custom property stuff here. We're excited to announce. Oh yeah, that's all right. I totally forgot about this. The push-based config updates for server-side SDKs.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting as well. And I think you can find all of the information about these in the individual SDKs. So if you go into SDKs and you're kind of going into your server-side SDKs, you can find information in here as well. There's obviously information in our SDK proxy stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so but let's go back down to our roadmap, and let's look at some of the stuff that is kind of upcoming. So some of these things you'll notice here are going to get moved over into the complete. So self-serve billing improvements. Obviously, we're trying to improve those all the time, but those have kind of come through. Custom property schemas, that's going to be rolling. Obviously, is rolled out now, but we're getting the documentation updated. The push-based config updates is done now. Still flag reminders. That is still in progress though, right?
Yeah, correct. So that's still in progress. We're right up on the end of our second milestone, which is when things are going to be ready for our beta clients. So if any of our current clients are listening and are interested in just trialing out the feature before we turn on to like a broader public release, like let us know. I'll be reaching out probably tomorrow or Monday for our existing clients to be able to kind of like those that have requested or wanted to kind of test it out. That'll be available soon. So we're super excited about this. I think if you were here for earlier part of the stream, you saw a little preview of what things will look like if like a feature, like a notification on the feature, if it is considered stale. But we're super excited about this. It has taken a little bit for us to build just because, again, there's a lot of plumbing that goes into it, like the detection system, making sure that the detection system will eventually be customizable for how you guys wanted to how you guys want to determine like if a feature is stale or not. Right now we have a few kind of out of the box options, like if something has never been used, hasn't been modified in a certain amount of days, has been only serving one variation in production for a certain amount of time. We have a few kind of baseline definitions of staleness, but we wanted to build the system in a way that in the future you guys can customize based on like what your own internal definition of staleness is, whether that be it's in like X, Y, Z environments for a certain amount of time, and different criteria like that, like time and all those things. We made it sure that like we're building it in a way that can fit into your processes. So that's why we were super excited about it. It's taken a little bit longer, but we're almost at the finish line, or at least our first iteration of this stuff. So super amped about that. Oh, muted.
Stop muting yourself, Andrew. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff there. Stay tuned. I think we really have kind of, and when I say we, I really mean Kate and our product team have really focused so much over the past like kind of 12 months on really making this feature flag lifecycle stuff such an important part of what makes DevCycle a unique part of this tool for you if you're wanting to sort of get full insight into your feature management process. And so this is just another in the step of like giving you everything you need to manage your features more effectively and kind of have this central control panel for everything. All right, so let's look at things that are coming up. Our Datadog, this has been on here for a while. This may actually end up in Q1 of 2025, I have a suspicion. Our Datadog APM stuff. So obviously we're trying to build out more integrations with all of these observability tools. And so that's in there. Real-time updates for React Native. I think that's also going to be probably 2025 by this point, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I think Jonathan was going to take that up, but we'll see if like that will be this year or not. But I think there's a lot of changes just generally what's going to be coming. I think we haven't made a ton of changes to the plan and backlog of things on our roadmap yet, just because we did a huge round of customer interviews over the past couple months, like Kobe and I, talking to customers, understanding what they actually want to see in DevCycle or a feature flag platform, and understanding their big pain points. So we're definitely going to be doing some like rejigging of the roadmap, but given a lot of the feedback that we've got. So yeah, stay tuned to this this page. Things might be jumbling around a bit, and what will be in planned may change in the next month or so. But yeah, we're super excited. Yeah.
So if you have got more ideas you don't see on here, even though it's going to get rejigged, if you see anything on here and you're like, ooh, this is really exciting, head over to docs.devcycle.com, click on roadmap, upvote things in here, add your additional ideas if you have them. We are really, really focused in here on wanting to hear from you. Like Kate said, her and Kobe, our chief product officer, have been meeting with tons of users to get their feedback on what could make DevCycle even better. And so we want to hear from you. So please share your feedback in here. So speaking of places to share your feedback, we've come to the point of the stream that I love, which is our reward for if you stuck around to hear about all of the awesome things that have come out of the DevCycle product and engineering teams over the past, 2 months now, I guess. So I haven't gotten to give away one of these in a while, so I hope today will be the day. We're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. And here's how it's going to work. All you need to do to get this giveaway is you need to head over to the DevCycle Discord server. If you're already in there, great. And in one of the channels or in a DM, you just need to at me. And so that'll be like, I think it's like at Andrew at DevCycle or at Kate, and just say, I want to be entered to win a gift card. And I've got some $20 gift cards that I would love to give away. I haven't given one away in a little while. Anywhere in the world, I send them off to you. You're able to spend it. It's in your local currency, so you don't need to worry about that. Just love to bring people over to our Discord server and reward y'all for sticking around and hearing what's going on. So head on over there. Matt's already done it. I just got a notification. So Matt is ahead of the curve. Head over to our Discord server. I'm going to put it up here. All you got to do to join our community is go over to bit.ly/DevCycle Discord. I'm putting it up in a preview here as well in chat. bit.ly/DevCycle Discord. That's where you're going to go. At me either in public or in private, or Kate in public or in private, and you can be entered for a chance to win one of those $20 gift cards. If you are a winner, I will follow up with you via DM. You'll get an email from us, and you'll get a nice little $20 gift card to reward you for hanging out with us at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on or 10 o'clock, I guess, on a Thursday here on the DevCycle YouTube and LinkedIn and X and Twitch channels. Look at that. I'm getting all the people over there. This is like, okay, so I gotta say, obviously, if you're not a DevCycle user, this stream is tends to be one that's like, maybe like you don't even know the features that exist, and so finding out about new ones are like, ooh, that's interesting. But I love we got so many people on today. We got like we've had like a dozen people kind of tuning into our stream today, so I'm pretty excited. And Matt here, I already entered. Just give it to me already. We'll see if you get a chance to win. I'm not going to do it live. We'll do it after the stream. But enter to win. Get over on Discord, and we'll get there. Casual, welcome to the contest as well. Glad to see you over on Discord. All right, so we are nearing the end of our time together today. But one thing we haven't talked about is, what is your favorite feature that we rolled out this time around, Kate? What is the thing that has kind of been the most exciting for you?
In this last little bit, I honestly think that the custom property schemas are the super most exciting thing. And if I was going to take a second one, I think randomized using custom property, like having that alternate key to be able to bucket off of was super important. Internally, selfishly, we can use that. But yeah, the custom property schemas, I just think it's like a really great way to like make things easier to set up targeting rules and stuff like that. So yeah, those are my two faves for sure.
I love it. And I think I'm like on the other side. And I think the main reason that I'm so not on the other side, I have another thing that I'm excited about. I definitely had to watch about 25 million hours of Parth doing his presentation as I was editing our YouTube video. And so I think I've fallen in love with our Roku SDK just for the sheer fact that I've learned about it like a million times going through and doing the editing there. So I'm a huge fan of our Roku SDK. I think these unique SDKs that we have for things like Next.js and Roku and all these other kind of tools and platforms and integrations make us super powerful. And so I'm super excited about the Roku SDK. And I think the other one is actually the billing. I think the self-serve billing is such a powerful feature for people that are just looking to dive into DevCycle and don't want to interact with a human being. We're amazing human beings, and we love that you want to interact with us, but we're also super happy if you want to just be able to get in there and get started right away. So I think what this really says is we are excited about everything that we've created, and there's more to come. More to come. All right. So, final word for today. I'm going to throw over to you, Kate. What is the word of the day for moving into our final changelog of the year in December? What is kind of the most exciting thing that you think we have in our future that we're going to be talking about?
Oh, I feel like we just talked about like stale feature reminders and that whole process of like kind of getting to understanding the life cycle of features and be able to clean up and identify what needs to be cleaned and moved out of your code base. That's super exciting for me. And yeah, we're excited to hear some feedback from clients from this feature because it is something basically like table stakes for a lot of feature flag platforms. So to be able to finally deliver that to you guys. So I'm like, that was not a final word, but yeah,
that's good.
that's what I'm super excited to like kind of deliver in November. That should be all done by the end of the month. And then I know we have an internal hackathon coming up in a couple weeks. So that and Hack Week, I'm super excited to see if we have some stuff to share in December of stuff that we've maybe pushed to prod from Hack Week as well. So
I love it. Yeah. There's always such cool stuff that comes out of Hack Week, hey? It's
yeah.
such an awesome thing that we do. And so stay tuned, because some of the features that you've seen over the many feature focus streams we've done have come out of Hack Week. So there's lots of exciting stuff to come.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So I think with that, we are going to call it for today. But don't worry, if you are here and you are like, I still want to enter to win that prize, there's still time. You can go over, join our community at bit.ly/DevCycle Discord, at Kate or myself, enter for a chance to win one of those $20 gift cards. We want to reward you for sticking around and hanging out with us. If you want to hang out with us more, I'm going to be back tomorrow at like 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be doing a live stream, trying to add add feature flags to an Astro project, which will be fun. Maybe, we'll see. Or it's at least going to be funny. So it'll be a good stream. So if you want to hang out with us a little bit more, come and check us out then. And of course, follow us on all the channels. We're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on X, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Threads. We've got a new placeholder over on Blue Sky. If you want to follow us over there, we're not super active, but it's going to be there. Follow us everywhere, subscribe to us everywhere. Don't be a stranger. We want to chat with you in the community. We want to see you here on the stream. So from all of us at DevCycle to all of you out there, thank you so much for watching. Kate, thank you so much for being such an amazing co-host today, and looking forward to seeing everybody around the DevCycle community. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for me.